Back again for another deep dive here on Vuln Vibes.
Glad to be back.
You know, we always got to find the good stuff.
Gotta dig deep.
And today is, Google, they're shelling out some cash, over $10,000
Yeah, they are.
for discoveries on YouTube.
Interesting.
Not for like taking down the site or anything like that, but for exposing how someone's Gmail address could be revealed.
Mm-hmm.
And this wasn't some like obscure bug or anything.
Yeah.
This was through like everyday features.
Pretty scary stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the interesting part here is that the researcher Brutecat was able to chain together two vulnerabilities that looked isolated at first
Really?
to achieve this.
Wow.
And it's a great example of how attackers are thinking outside the box these days,
Right. Like, how do they even come up with this stuff?
Yeah.
So let's kind of break this down a little bit, for the listeners out there. A lot of our listeners are deep in the security world themselves.
Uh-huh.
So first, we've got this flaw in YouTube's user blocking mechanism. Turns out it relies on these Gaia IDs, which, any seasoned pro will know is basically your master key across the entire Google ecosystem.
Right. And this is where things get interesting, because we've seen cases in the past where Gaia IDs could be converted into actual email addresses. Brutecat was obviously aware of this, but the unexpected twist is where they found the weakness to do it this time in the Google Pixel Recorder app.
Google Pixel Recorder. The one for recording audio.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with YouTube?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It seems totally unrelated at first.
Right.
But the web version of Pixel Recorder has this vulnerability where if you shared an audio file with someone using their Gaia ID, their email address would be exposed in the process.
Oh, wow. So Brutecat figures out a way to turn a YouTube block into a Pixel Recorder share, and boom, Gmail address revealed.
Well, it's a little more nuanced than that. Remember, Google usually sends you a notification when someone shares something with you?
Yeah.
To bypass this, Brutecat used an extremely long file name, millions of characters long. This essentially broke the notification system.
Oh, wow.
So the target had no idea this was even happening.
So this is where it gets really, really thought-provoking for our listeners out there.
Right.
This isn't just, some theoretical data leak or anything like that.
Right.
This could have been used for some serious attacks against high-profile YouTube accounts, like targeted phishing account takeovers.
Yeah.
Spreading malicious content.
Absolutely. And this is a trend that we're seeing more and more of. These sophisticated attackers aren't just looking for the obvious vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
They're thinking several steps ahead, like chess players finding ways to connect seemingly harmless features into a weaponized chain of exploits.
And this is such a good reminder for our audience. This wasn't a zero-day exploit or anything like that.
Yeah.
These were known issues that, when combined, became far more dangerous. It really speaks to the importance of understanding how seemingly disparate systems can interact and create these unexpected attack surfaces.
Right, and that's why defense strategies need to evolve as well. We can't just focus on securing individual components anymore.
Right.
We need to think about how an attacker might chain together multiple weaknesses to achieve their goal.
So for our listeners out there, what can they do? What's like the main takeaway here?
Well, for me, it reinforces the importance of comprehensive threat modeling.
Okay.
Don't just focus on the known attack paths. Think creatively like an attacker. Look for those unconventional connections between systems.
Yeah.
Especially when dealing with services that share data or functionality.
In this case, it was Google paying out the bug bounty. But imagine if this was a malicious actor.
Yeah, right?
I mean, the damage they could do using the same techniques.
It could be devastating.
It's a great reminder that even on platforms we consider secure, the landscape is constantly changing.
Always evolving.
Yes, staying ahead of the curve means understanding these interconnected vulnerabilities and thinking like the adversary.
Exactly.
Until next time, stay vigilant out there.
Be safe.